Hello friends and welcome to my new video. It's Friday here in Germany and I was really looking forward to do this video because the title already announced it. Today's video is about the Vertigo Swirl label and this label is actually one thing I'm really into at the moment, and I thought it's kind of cool to share some of my thoughts about it. So this is also the start of a new series, so I will pick 10 records and I will always present 10 Vertigo Swirl records in the next few months, and this video is also going to be a little bit about the history of the label and progressive rock music in general. So first of all, let's go back to the year of 1969, a very important year in my opinion for rock music in general. And the Vertigo Swirl label is a label based in the United Kingdom, and if you go back to that time, there weren't that much major labels, so they created sub-labels to support the development of progressive rock music. And just to give you 3 examples, we have EMI, and EMI created the Harvest label. Or another example would be Decca. Of course, the world famous Decca label. They created their sub-label for progressive rock music and called it DRAM or DRAM. And last but not least, we have the Philips label, and the Philips label made a sub-label and called it Vertigo. And yeah, that's pretty cool, I think, and a great idea which continued in all the following years. And so the Vertigo Swirl label is a sub-label of Philips, and when we're talking about the swirl years or the swirl phase, we're talking about the years 1969 till 1973. And as I said, I'm really into this label at the moment, and what I did was I created a Discogs list, and in this list I listed all UK Vertigo Swirl titles, and we're talking about 90 albums. And yeah, the label to me is totally fascinating because there are actually 3 major things. There's music, there's the cover art, and there's the label art. And these 3 things, they just fit together so well, and they just create this typical sound. Because when we're going back to 1969, rock music or progressive rock music was still at the beginning point of the development, and they created the Vertigo Swirl label to release experimental progressive music and with various influences. We have records with folk influences, we have hard rock influenced albums, or let's say albums that were style defining for the genre. We will come back to that later. And we have blues oriented albums, space rock, jazz influenced albums, fusion, and yeah, that's a wide range of great influences to me. And yeah, the label is just, I also mentioned that the cover art is always something special, and that's true because there are often gimmick covers. Every release has a gatefold cover, and Roger Dean took care of a lot of artworks, and the covers are often photographs of strange things or have a really psychedelic feel in it, and I love that. That's so cool. And last but not least, I mentioned the label art. I will come back to that too, because the classic swirl looks like this. Take a look. And I guess they did that because when the vinyl is spinning, it gives you a great feel, and it looks yeah, it looks psychedelic, I would say. And I really love to look at the spinning label. And the label design later was changed to the so-called spaceship labels, I think in 1973, and the spaceship design is also by Roger Dean. Yeah, so far so good. Like I said, I will now show 10 titles that are really influential to me and that I can highly recommend, and let's start. Alright, let's start. So one thing I also want to mention is that original UK pressings or also original German pressings are very, very collectible and can be, oh my god, they can be so expensive. And if you watch my other videos, you know that I only buy records in best possible shape, in near mint or excellent, or call it whatever you want. So I decided to go with the official represses on the Spaceship labels, or on Bronze, or on other labels, because yeah, originals, one original is equally expensive as 10 of the next records I will show, but of course I have some original swirls as well. So the first record I want to show is label release number 1. So this is the first album that came on the Vertigo Swirl label, and it's Colosseum. The album is called Valentine's Suite. That's how it looks like. Great cover art, great music, psychedelic rock at its best from 1969. And yeah, that's highly recommended. There is some vibraphone action going on it, and yeah, such a great album. I really like the cover art. And Colosseum, Valentine's Suite. The next record is one with a crazy gatefold, like I mentioned before, and it's blues rock, Juicy Lucy. And yeah, take a look at the gatefold. That's crazy, isn't it? This is on the Bronze label, and I bought it at a record fair some weeks ago. Yeah, crazy blues rock, amazing music, and that's simply enjoyable. Juicy Lucy. Up next is one of my favorite prog albums of all time, and it's Octopus by Gentle Giant. This is a Spaceship pressing, German pressing, and yeah, also a gatefold, and yeah, that just looks so good. And great music, great voices, great guitar riffs, and fantastic album. That's so cool. And to be honest, that was one particular album that I was introduced by the VC into it. I don't know who posted it, but I saw it in the Facebook group, and then I just had to buy it. The next one, May Bliss. Also a famous Vertigo Swirl cover art, and that quickly became one of my favorite label titles, and to my mind that's essential. That's really essential. Also gatefold as always, and great hard rock, very great guitar licks, and the band plays great together, and yeah, that's what I would call style-defining hard rock. Very, very good. I listened to the 2nd of May some days ago, and that's one I really want to pick up next. I mentioned that the Vertigo Swirl label often has gimmick covers, and that's one of them, Caterpillar. And the album is called Changes, and this time, as I said, it has a gimmick cover. So here's a cutout, and that's a reissue, because if you want to have this one as an original UK pressing, that's, believe me, that's one of the more expensive titles, unfortunately. So that's how it looks like. That's on the Akarma label. I will also show how the label looks like. And this Akarma label has a lot of Vertigo Swirl reissues, and to my mind they are good to grab. I mean, not the best quality, but they are just fine. That's how it looks like. And yeah, that's great fusion jazz rock, jazz influenced progressive rock, and superb. Okay, the next one is one of my favorite titles on the label, Rameses, Space Hymns. And forget everything you knew about Dark Side of the Moon and listen to this one instead. That's a very big recommendation. It's a great album. From outer space, and this is also a Spaceship pressing, and the original UK pressing had a six fold out cover. The album artwork is by Roger Dean, and that's just a great album. And Life Child, Hello Mr., Earth People, Molecular Delusion, fantastic titles, and this is a very trippy album. It's amazing. Please listen to that, please. Rameses, Space Hymns. Alright, the next one is also a famous album on the label, and it's Aphrodite's Child, 666. This is the spaceship pressing, and it's a little rare because obviously has a black cover and normally it's on the red cover. So yeah, I was really happy to get that in a collection, and yeah, also a great trippy album, and I guess that's one of the more famous and superb, fantastic. The next one is by Beggar's Opera, and the album is called Act 1. Also with the classic Vertigo cover design again. Great picture, and yeah, that's progressive rock as always, of course, and they are covering classical songs, especially on the B-side. So there is some Mozart going on, played in a progressive rock style, and yeah, that's another cool album. I bought it from a Facebook group. And of course there can't be a Vertigo Swirl label without mentioning the most famous band on the label, and of course it's Black Sabbath. Everything has been said about this album, so I want to talk a little bit about the cover art, the famous water mill, the famous picture, their debut on the label. And what I want to say is, if you take a look at the time, Black Sabbath released 4 albums in 2 years, I think, and yeah, their debut, world famous of course, and also original swirl pressing of Paranoid, German pressing. That's how it looks like. I have I think 2 copies of this one, and yeah, no words needed actually. So yeah, that's it for today. That was my first Vertigo Swirl label. There is more upcoming soon. I have enough records to fill 2 or 3 more videos, and I'm also picking up every swirl I can find at the moment, because that's just what I love. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.